Have you ever unfairly judged someone, but you just couldn't help it? Maybe it was their hairstyle, the clothes they were wearing, the people that they were with, some of the life choices they were making, or the language they spoke. You knew it was wrong, but gosh, it's just so hard not to. Well, the Lord taught me a lesson about judging people that was really tough. You may or may not remember, but several years ago, there was a traumatic event where there was a shooting at a school. Many people lost their lives. It was a horrible, horrible time in our history. But what came from that was beautiful was this wave of helping strangers, of kindness. I believe the movement was called Random Acts of Kindness, and we saw it sweep across the country in record numbers. And my kids and I, we wanted to be a part of that. And so we prayed about how we could bless others and share kindness with other people. So we prayed and voted and came up with this idea. There were 26 people killed that horrible day. And so we decided we were going to randomly bless 26 people. What we did was we went to the bank and we got 26 $50 bills. We put each one in an envelope with a little card that said something like, God loves you, you're valuable, you're chosen, something along those lines. And we passed those envelopes out to the family members. And each of us were responsible that week to give that envelope to someone. Random, stranger, it just had to be given out. So then on Friday at the end of the week, we'd sit down, we'd have family dinner, and we'd discuss how we did it. It was a really interesting, kind of fun time. My kids would come back and they always wanted to see the reactions of the people that they gave it to, so they'd find somebody on the street to hand it to or do something dramatic, where I was the opposite. I did not want to see reactions. It made me super uncomfortable, so I would leave my envelope in a bathroom stall, or I went through the phone book and just picked out a random person's name and mailed it to them. What it taught my kids was just this incredibly valuable lesson on kindness and giving. But what I learned through it was even more valuable. This one night, my husband and I had a date night. Didn't happen very often with as many kids as we had, and I got all dressed up and we got excited and we went to this nice restaurant. And on the way in, the Lord touched my heart, and I knew that I was supposed to leave my server my envelope. Now, we would pay our bill and leave our normal tip. This would be on top of the typical tip. So I'm excited walking in to see who our server is going to be. And let me tell you, she was not who I expected at all. We literally had the worst service we've ever had. She never checked on us. She didn't refill our waters. She wasn't like well dressed. She kind of was a little bit vulgar and rude, believe it or not. And when she did talk to us, she just went on and on about all this drama in her life. And I'm like, okay, this is not what I was expecting. I'm not going to leave the money. I must have heard wrong. This isn't what God intends. I'm not going to leave it. So we paid the bill, left her a tip, even though she was not a good server, and I went to get up, and I couldn't move. I was literally frozen in the booth. I knew that I was wrong and that this girl was supposed to get that envelope. So I reluctantly took it out of my purse, set it on the table, and left as quickly as I could. When I got home that night, I prayed and I said, God, why would you have me leave this money for her? Why someone like that? Why not someone who deserves it? I tell you, even thinking back on those words as they came out of my mouth is so shameful to me. I cannot believe that I felt that way. And the Lord in that moment humbled me more than I had ever been humbled in my entire life. He said, do you think you deserve anything that you have? He said, all fall short of my glory. All have sinned. There is no one worthy. There is no one good. And I thought, he is absolutely right. Who am I that I think I'm deserving, or that anyone else is deserving, but this girl isn't? Because Jesus died for all of us. And God at that moment wanted this young lady to know that she was loved, wanted her to know that she was valuable and chosen, and that she was called to be his child. And my pride and judgment almost got in the way. gosh, it was just such a great and tough lesson to learn about judgment. And I tell you, it's not that my flesh never has judged again. I would love to say that. But I have certainly opened my eyes to how God views people, how much He loves them. And so I just wanted to share that story and just be vulnerable with you and talk to you about our judgment, because God loves His children. He loves His children so much. And it is not my place to think that I am better or more deserving or more valuable than any of His other children. And so I just hope that this encourages you. It helps you to open your eyes and see His precious children the way that He does, that it just helps you when you're going through a situation and someone pops up and you're like, ugh, to not think that. Imagine Jesus walking with them, holding their hand, and it will open your eyes to a whole new way that you can look at them. So I love you guys. God bless, and go let your light shine.